All right, let's get into it. Hi, everybody. I don't have my camera on because you're just going to see me like in the dark. I wonder if it would be better to end these in the morning or the day, but I have a sneaking suspicion that a lot of people won't be able to make it for the live stream if I end these in the morning or the middle of the day. So I think that ending them at night makes the most sense. I mean, sound off in the chat if you think like whatever time, what would you say, morning, afternoon, evening, or nighttime? What would you prefer we end these campaigns? I figured 9 o'clock just sounds right. I don't know why. We launch at 9 a.m. usually on a Monday or a Tuesday, and we end at 9 p.m. on a Thursday. So it's been working for us. I'm glad everyone can hear the music. This is just a really long D&D mix that I found on YouTube, and I often just have it playing in the background whenever I'm working, and it gives me so much inspiration as I'm playing around with the Oracle and all the different things that we can create in here. We'll explore the dungeon. We find a stone shrine. This massive stone shrine is carved in the image of a scowling face, though the lines are so worn and abstract. You could not say how you know that. It gives off a strange aura, which those who are wise to such powers can detect. That's pretty cool. The shrine bestows a curse upon any creature that gets too close and fails a wisdom saving throw. Ooh, the curse is slow. The creature's movement and speed is reduced by half. Very cool. So yeah, sound off in the chat if you have any comments, questions, if you're part of the playtest, if you have run into any weird issues or anything like that. We've got a Discord dedicated to all that, so if you do run into anything weird. But yeah, this has been so much fun to put together, and really it has turned out better than I had imagined for the playtest. When Kaylin and I first started talking about, hey, what if we had a playtest ready for people who are back in the campaign, and maybe we could have it ready like on the day the campaign goes live. And Caleb came back with, well, anything's possible. And we had it ready. So, but the full version will be so much bigger than this. We were literally restricting it to just the rudimentary 5 different categories of content generators and 5 different categories of RPG tools. But it's going to get so much deeper than this. Andrea, you couldn't get the playtest to open. If you just go to oraclerpg.com in your web browser, you should be able to access it. Some people were having an issue on Android. I know that there was like only a certain number of seats that Android would give us. So I want to say that we were way up over 1,500 playtesters. So yeah, thank you everybody, by the way. I'm looking at the numbers right now, and wow, this is beyond my wildest dreams for this campaign. I knew that it was gonna be big when we launched it on day 1, but I had no idea we'd be at over $250,000 at this point. So yeah, Andrea, Andrea, if that was the issue, Android, then yeah, just go to oraclerpg.com and you can you should be able to register an account and jump right into it. So it's because it's totally open right now. We will be closing down the alpha playtest. I think we're going to do that sometime next week. Just give everyone a little bit more time to play around. I was also thinking about if we could implement some sort of like export functionality maybe for people, so that at least if you created something you like, you export it to like a Word doc or something like that, something where you can then go and use it. The main reason that we have to pretty much shut it down and then wipe all the data is because the beta is going to incorporate so much more. So a bunch of these things, like I said, you go into like the content generators and you go into like settlements. Well, it only has 5 attributes for the settlement, but in the actual settlement generator, it's going to have dozens. So, and they're going to be categorized, grouped together, and all that. So we just have to basically clean slate, wipe it, and start the database over with all the correct fields. So will the platform or will the playtest remain open after the Kickstarter? So yeah, just for a week, I'm gonna say, and then we'll wipe that one, and then we'll have the alpha playtest launching shortly after that, and everybody who has contributed to the Kickstarter will get an invite to come and be part of that playtest. And yeah, Andrea, export would be amazing so that we could at least grab some of the creations that we've done during the playtest. Let's see. Nadam, one of the things I would like to play more with is the character creator. While creating NPCs is fine, I'm wondering if it can also be used to create PCs. To that end, I imagine the races selection to be expanded upon more than its current selection. Yes. So the answer is the character generator will actually expand quite a bit, and so it'll start with your like heroes and champions, merchants, artisans, all this stuff. But once you create a character, their various details will be. Oh, did I break it? Is my internet dead? Hello? Is this real life? No. I must have broken it. Oh. All right then. As I'm trying to explain it, I love how that happens. There we go. Okay. It was me. Bad internet. All right. So what the plan is for character generator is you'll have your various details in different like basic information, and then like character quirks and stuff like that will be in an additional area, and then you'll have the option at the bottom to generate a stat block. If you're only looking for like an NPC, all you need is the basic information, just a stat block, or generate character sheet. And based on the game system that you are using and you have specified in your profile, it'll create a character sheet based on that. So, I mean, ditto with the stat block too, but what I'm getting at is you'll be able to build out the whole character if you want to. So you could have full-on player characters in here. We're planning on making it to where now that the VTT R&D is unlocked, we're going to start putting some effort into how are we going to tie all this together so that, let's say I'm the dungeon master and I want to create some characters to give to my players. We'll be able to do that. So I'll be able to generate characters for, let's say, the people who are brand new to the game or whatever, or are just going to be there for the one shot, that kind of thing. And then when they show up to the game session, they can log in and I can hand them a character sheet in the system. So, and if you are just an end user and you're using this around the table, for example, like in the Kickstarter video, then you could have your character on your phone, let's say, or on your tablet, on your laptop, and you could have a full-on character sheet that you built out for, you know, Pathfinder or D&D or whatever you're playing. So yes, the answer is we are trying to streamline the entire process with this. So yeah, it'd be very cool to have a couple of options to create stat block or create character sheet. So yeah, keep the questions coming if you got them. Let's see. I missed the ETA on when it will be ready. It being the beta testing or the full version? Because the full version, I think we're planning on like June to have it totally ready for everybody. And that's basically all the core functionality and the stretch goals up until we start integrating game systems, because that's going to take a bit of time. But we'll streamline the process. So yeah, if you're asking about beta playtesting, probably within the next couple of weeks. Caleb is on top of it. I mean, all the stuff he's been working on in the background, everyone's feedback and stuff has been incredible. So let's see. I have a friend that is really interested in the Immortal Pledge level but can't afford it all at one time. Is there an option to adjust a pledge to Kickstarter pledge over time? So unfortunately, literally we launched this project like 2 or 3 weeks before pledge over time became a feature. We talked with the folks at Kickstarter about it because they were asking us if we want to participate, and it seemed as though we couldn't do it midstream. So it was kind of a weird, like, we didn't know it was a thing until after we had launched the project. And so we had decided, let's hold off on that. So, and as far as a pledge over time, I mean, if you could have your friend, at least jump in at like $1 just to be part of the campaign, and then have them reach out to us directly, and we can work something out. I'm sure we're very respectful of people's gaming budgets and stuff. Would be nice to have a lockbox next to each drop down so that we can keep some and re-roll the rest. Okay, so the way that you do that is, let's say you wanted a character. We were just on the character. So I'm going to go Heroes and Champions and go let me choose. So this is how you would do that. So let's say I want to roll for race, but I want to pick for the class. You can do that. If you're referring to something like a box that would allow you to apply a random to everything below this, yeah, I get how that could be convenient, but we may run into issues with that. But we can explore it if that's actually what you're asking about. So, but it's pretty simple enough just to come down here and clickety-click. And the reality is, maybe you're like, hey, you know what, actually I'm going to pick this instead. So clickety-clickety-clickety-click. But yeah, if there is something that, maybe like a floating button that's like, everything below this, give me random. So randomize the rest or something like that. So yeah, that could totally work. Reset, boom. Man, I love this. And then this is funny because I haven't picked a race yet. It's just going to grab any old name. But if I reset it and then I grab a race, like I want an elf, it will only pull from the elf names now, which I love it. Can't get enough. Love it. Let's see, going back to the questions here. Will be included in the rules codex. Could you create a character in DC-20, for example? So the plan is, any game system out there, they should have some sort of an SRD. If they don't have an SRD, that's called System Reference Document. We can essentially take and use the basic rules from that game system. You cannot copyright rules to games. So you can copyright like intellectual property, like if you have a named character or something like that, but you cannot copyright rules. So the rules to create characters, the rules to cast spells, the rules for combat, all that kind of stuff, all that is totally usable. And that's why systems will have a system reference document. And that way we can work within that sandbox. If those publishers want to then use our marketplace to sell extended products, like, you know, the full version of a player's handbook or Dungeon Master's Guide or something like that, that's totally fine too. But that will be in the marketplace. What we're going after is the basic rules codices, and that'll enable you to create characters in those systems, to create monsters in those systems, create items in those systems, and all that. It's kind of surprising how little is actually related to rules when you really break it down. Like, if we look at content generators, you don't need rules for a story. You don't need rules for a location. Characters, monsters, magic items are the ones that really require the rules. And you know, but a lot of stuff is not really, the rules are not that important. Think about how many times you play a fantasy role-playing game and then you switch to a different one, and the rules are like, oh yeah, okay, so combat works like this, it's a little bit different, but, you know, and character building is a little bit different, but the majority of your role-playing experience doesn't really change. It's more related to story and locations and adventure and stuff like that. So, which is really cool. Let's see. Thank you for the in-depth answer. You're very welcome, Natam. Let's see. Not supported inside Kickstarter at this time. Might be possible in later backer, though. So, in late backer, yeah. So that's another thing where Kickstarter, they don't really have a solid pledge manager yet. So we're not really sure what we're going to do about the pledge manager, if we're going to use a third-party system like BackerKit, or if we're just going to use the core data and allow people to, because I mean, we really don't have an insane amount of backers to, you know, we don't have like 20,000 backers where everyone's going to be totally unique and stuff like that. I can see us working with this on a case-by-case basis. So if people need help and they want to like upgrade their pledge or, you know, something like that, then we can definitely work with you outside of Kickstarter. It's fine. Lord of Eat, hey, how you doing? And yeah, we've got 254. I haven't checked it in a couple of minutes. 254, yeah. Looking really good, everybody. Thank you so much. Oh, it just went up again. Yeah, thank you so much for that. It's incredible, like really incredible that we've been able to do this as a community. Let's see. Oh, that's new. I didn't know they added that. Yeah, so the pay as you or pay over time thing, they literally just implemented that. I think that they saw that GameFound is doing really well with that kind of a platform or that kind of a feature, and so they wanted to take advantage of it and offer it to their backers. So it's just smart. Let's see. On the other screen you were in for didn't have those buttons. Josh, what are you talking? Josh.com. What are you talking about? What buttons? The other screen I was on before. Oh, I must have been in a different builder that doesn't have those. So let's see if I go into. Yeah, this has the buttons. I'm not sure which one I was in that didn't have the buttons. But yeah, early on when the playtest was out, someone asked, "Is there a way that we could sort of pick and choose or randomize?" And I asked Caleb if he could implement that, and within a day he had this functional. So you know, you can literally go down the line with it like that. Additionally, if you click on here, you can edit everything about this entry if you want to. So yeah, it is really a fantastic feature to be able to do that. So let's say like I didn't like celebrity, I want to pick something else, you know, foreigner, and then in here, let's see. Yeah, so just pick a random, you know, status of this person. But if I want to make it more specific, you know, you could say a local foreigner, like they're not from very far away. You know, they're from another country, but it's fairly close. You know, or you could say a far foreigner. You know, they're from very, very far away. So however you want to modify each entry, and here you can do that just by clicking that button right there. Everything becomes editable, and now it's something that will save to your account with custom content, which is pretty cool. But yeah, every generator will have that kind of functionality. So you can come in here, you can specify that you want your realm to have certain things. Maybe if I clicked on random, yeah, okay, that's why. So when I click on random, it doesn't give me the option. It's only there when I say let me choose. So that's why you weren't seeing them before. All right. Let's see here. Back to the questions. Let's see. So in the database, actually, so could you modify race to species instead? In the database, I actually have it as race/species. I will probably just do a vote on what people prefer, because the reality is, when you start introducing things like catfolk and automata and stuff like that, you're going way beyond the scope of race. You're going into species and that kind of thing. Let's see. Dark, thanks. Congrats on breaking your Kickstarter record. Thank you very much. That's everybody's victory right there. Yeah, and Lord of the Species would be more accurate most times. So it's just something that will change the species. I know that 5e in 2024 books, I want to say that did. In fact, let me grab my. Is it species now? I literally have it sitting right here. And yeah, nomenclature might be more accurate as species instead, because, like I said, you've got such a wide range now. I think that the original term race for the main options in D&D were derivative of Tolkien's writings, and he used the word race to describe the three kindreds, and so I think that just kind of stuck for a while. But let me see. Creating your character. Character origins. Where does it? 176. Bear with me. I'm just looking it up right now. Backgrounds. Yeah, species. Yeah, character species. So yeah, we can definitely do that. And like I said, in the database, it's actually written as race species in camel case. So, let's see. BackerKit merged with CrowdOx, and CrowdOx was amazing. Yeah, I know that happened some time ago. So I've always liked working with BackerKit. No issues there. But again, I don't know if this project is complicated enough to need BackerKit. So, and Turtle says, hey, Chris, congrats on the successful campaign. You had mentioned that different tiers were going to get discounts on future modules and such. How does that work for Immortal All-In, having bought all modules in advance? Yes, so very good question. The modules are all going to be included forever for you, all current and future modules, but nothing on the marketplace is going to be just free. So Marketplace, which is right here, coming soon, this will be where all third-party publisher content, as well as user content that users have created and what they want to charge money for, put on the marketplace. So let's say that a user, they create a city with tons of cool, interesting places to go and people to see and meet and items and monsters and that kind of stuff. Let's say they create something really, really cool. Well, they can maybe package all that up, and they can post it on the marketplace for a couple of dollars, and then you can come and browse that content, and if you like that content, you can purchase it. That a portion will go to the creator, a portion will stay with the app to pay for the upkeep on the app, and then you've got something cool to add to your game. So, and ditto for anybody who's a third-party publisher. So we go to Kobold Press or Hitpoint Press or anybody else who we're friends with, and we say, we'd like to get your stuff onto the marketplace. And actually, Bear is at Gamma right now talking with other third-party publishers, and everybody who he's talked to has said, this is amazing, we want to do this as soon as possible. So it's pretty amazing to see the reaction from people. But yeah, the marketplace, it will be where that kind of content goes, and we can't just give all that away for free to the immortals. Anybody who is working with us won't get any money from those people. So, and that's really not fair. But rest assured, you've got literally dozens of different modules that will be coming out from Nord directly. So anything that is what I would consider to be first party from Nord going on the app is going to be what applies to your Immortal Pledge. So anything under your RPG tools or your content generators in here would qualify. And the roadmap is long. There's a lot of stuff we're going to be putting on here. And people have asked me, like, what does the future look like for Nord and Oracle and all this stuff? And Oracle will be our primary platform for publishing our content. We're still going to publish physical and PDF, but we imagine that the app will be one of the main ways that we do that, main ways that we publish new content. One of the primary reasons for that is we've seen now the shift from physical to digital, where more people are buying digital products from us now than physical. So it seemed like a good time to make this shift and build this platform. And basing it off of our content generators, I think we have a leg up on all the competition out there. So I think we're in the right time, right space, all that stuff. Let's see. Lord of Eat. We're operational, Chris. It's 5:17. Oh, in the morning? Wow. Dark side is strong at that hour, as it should be. Yeah, dark side. I'll never join you. Search your feelings. You know it to be true. That's impossible. Anyway, I just watched Star Wars with my kids. It was a lot of fun. So we went through episode 4, 5, and 6. Then we went to episode 1 and 2. Haven't gotten to 3 yet, but they've really enjoyed it. My 6-year-old is super stoked about R2-D2, like super stoked. So we got him little R2-D2 t-shirts and little action figures and stuff. He's having a great time. Anyway, let's see. Let's see, sent in Oracle RPG app Discord. What does that mean? So you have a better idea of what I was saying. Oh, let me check that. What were you saying? Oh, yes. Okay, so Josh, yeah, that is something that is only going to be visible when you say let me choose. If you do the random button, so if I go in here and I say content generator, location generator, realm, random, then it doesn't give me that option to choose. But if I come back here and I go realm, let me choose, that's when these show up. And that's where you can pick, and then you can random if you want, or just keep on random. So I think this is the best way of handling it, but I could see an argument for something that's like a button that's just sort of hovering above everything. It's like, everything from here down, just give me random, potentially. So if that makes sense to do and implement, we will do that. Let's see. Race is usually used when they are capable of producing offspring. Yeah, that's a good point. Where species cannot procreate. Yeah, that's a pretty good defining characteristic of the difference between species, different species and race. But I think that moving forward, the standard is becoming species. Turtle, yep, understood. Thanks for the clarification. No worries. Andrea, can I digitize my dice and put those up? Yes, of course. We could totally do Birds of Paradise inside of the dice roller. And actually, let me scroll down here and go over some of these stretch goals, because the dice roller was a thing that we actually crossed off pretty early on. And so this is going to be something where you have pre-made dice configurations that are, right now, the first version of it won't have 3D dice that roll on the screen, but it will have tons of different configurations for you, as well as custom configurations you can make. So let's say you go on the spells tab, it's going to have all of the different dice rolls and stuff for the different spells. Or character creation, it'll have all the different configurations for dice rolls. 4D, 6 drop the lowest. Whatever you want to do, really. 1d10 plus 1d8. Weird combinations like that if you want to do like that. So we'll have categories of different dice rolls, but we'll also have a whole custom section where you can just make your own dice rolls if you want. It'll be 2d20 plus 10, whatever you want. Just weird combinations, doesn't matter. You can make it all out of little macros and stuff like that. And then eventually we want to have it to where when you press the roll button, it'll roll 3D dice on the screen. So I can totally see designing 3D dice based on popular brands like Birds of Paradise dice, and they're beautiful, and you should get a set of those immediately. Let's see. Is there a way to have a button or something so all the info we create on a page can get put together in plain text to easily export into other programs? For example, randomly create an NPC, then have all of the separate text boxes be merged. Yes, okay, so the import-export functionality is something that we're going to be implementing, and yes, every one of your creations will have some way of importing and exporting. So you could have something like, when you go into your creations, let's say that I create something, I create a character. So I'm going to create a random character. I got a townsfolk and traveler. I'm going to save them. Go to my characters. I can look at them. I can open up to get more. Somewhere in here, maybe on the top or whatever, we'll have some sort of export functionality. When you do export, it will give you options. One of the ones might be plain text. And if it does that, each one of these would just be, this is a line, then this is a line, then this is a line, and it would just be plain text for you. I know we've been in the suggestions area of the Discord, we've had a lot of different feedback, like what formats people will be looking for that export functionality. So if you have any opinions about that, go to there and we will consider it. Okay, so let's see, back to what I was talking about. What am I talking about? Back to the comments. Really appreciate the live Q&A. This may be premature, but for the 250k stretch goal, is there an intent to have randomized maps as well based on details selected or a random button? Yes, actually. So Caleb and I have talked about this specifically around the VTT functionality and map making. And what we discussed was based on where you are and the characteristics in the description of where you are, there may be a way that a map can be generated. Now that's going into AI stuff, because there's no way that we can create thousands of maps that are going to accommodate every single possible scenario. But as we've talked about before, AI is it's I think a good tool when used properly and ethically. So I could see a scenario where you can generate a battle map or a city map or a realm map or whatever based on the details in the description of whatever you created. So I would like to see that kind of functionality. We also want to work with map makers and just provide a lot of like jumping off point maps if you want. So here's a battle map of a sewer, here's a battle map of a cave, here's a battle map of a dungeon. These kinds of things I think would be helpful as well. That way you just have like I literally have a tube full of maps that I take with me to the game if we need, and I can just pull out that map and it's like a little city scene or a forest scene or a cave scene or whatever, and we put our miniatures on top of that. I can see that kind of use case for those pre-made maps, and I could see the generated maps be something that is very specific to that location and that encounter. Let's see. Lord of Eats says, peace is a lie. Chris, there's only passion. Yeah, okay. I don't need you whispering in my ear, Emperor. Unrelated to Oracle RPG. Well, okay. It's good way to start. There are a number of character sheet websites that have a number of nice features, but there is no website that bests them all. Do you think Nord will eventually get into creating the ultimate character sheet hosting website at some point, whether a part of Oracle or another Kickstarter? I think that Oracle could turn into one of those sites that people are like, no, you just go to Oracle. It'll like whatever game system you want to use, it's got it in there. You can create a free account. You can create your character. And as far as like we're gonna have an Oracle RPG Lite version, so people can try it before they buy it. You like that? I like it too. And the idea there is if you go into a content generator, for example, and you go into like story generator, only one of these will be available, just so that you can try it out. And maybe on the back end, only a certain amount of information is actually going to be able to be pulled here. So right now, this can generate like 1 billion combinations. If we've got the light version, maybe it can only generate like 1 million or something like that. You know, it doesn't have as many options, but you still get the idea, and you go, oh, okay, so this is how it actually works. Okay, I like that. I don't like that. I'm willing to spend money. I'm not willing to spend money on that. You know, so we want people to be able to spend their money wisely. We don't want them to be restricted, like you have to pay in order to get access to this thing, and you don't know if it's going to work for you or not. So, but yeah, I could totally see Oracle becoming that like community standard. Go to Oracle to create your character sheets, because we can support all these different game systems, and you get so much more than just a character sheet. You get everything that that the character generator can give you. So one of the stretch goals actually that we achieved early on was character quirks, I believe. So it was where was it? So enhanced character generator. So we're going to add more outcomes. I thought we also, there it is, character quirks. So we are going to upgrade the character generator so that it adds 5 additional aspects to a character. So right now, your character, I mean, the super basic information is just their species. But then you've got things like their role, their personality, motivation, flaw, intrigue. We'll have another section that goes into quirks, so physical characteristics and things like that. Will be in that section. So you're going to have a whole lot more detail than most other generators give to you. And ours, I mean, it's going to turn into trillions of possible combinations per character, which is what we want. We want it to be a lot, but we also want it to be something where you can come in here and hit random, or you can specify exactly what you want out of that character. So you say, you know what, actually I want this. Now, additionally, we already have the functionality where you can go like, you know, I want to be a dwarf and I'll be a light dwarf. But you still have the ability to come in here and edit this. So you could totally come up with something else if you wanted to. So anyway, so yeah, it's really going to be an incredible amount of customization. Let's see, moving along in the comments. Yes, but you can only random 1 at a time rather than random 3 of the 5 at once. Yeah, so if we did have some sort of like floating random everything below this point button, that'd be kind of cool, but we'll see if that's even possible. Like I said, Caleb says anything's possible, but you never know. He's not here to defend himself. Let's see. Coming back to here. Comments. Let's see. Am I understanding correctly? If I can scrape more change together over the next couple of months, I can reach out to you all and increase my pledge. I really want Immortal, but couldn't get there before the end of the Kickstarter campaign. Yeah, reach out to us directly, and we can work with you. So if you back the campaign right now, and then we can upgrade you later, I see that as being a thing we can do. So no problem. Let's see. Andrea, awesome. That's cool. Yes, indeedy. Yeah. So we should definitely get some Birds of Paradise dice onto the dice roller once we have 3D dice on the screen. I'm not entirely sure what all goes into that, but it would be really cool if we could do that. Let's see. Back to the comments. Let me scroll this one back up so we can Let's see where the funding is at. 255.4. Now it sometimes updates on its own, so we'll see what it does. 20 minutes to go. Holy smokes. Hope everyone enjoyed the $250,000 stretch goal. It's something that I've been wanting from the very beginning, but I was like, I have no idea how high this is going to go, so I don't want to like put that out there too early. But Caleb and I have been talking about VTT integration this whole time, and it would go on the main screen. So if you come in here, you've got your campaign builder. It would be pointed right below the campaign builder, the virtual tabletop, and it would actually integrate the campaign builder into it. So you'd actually be in your campaign builder playing around, but then when you go into the VTT, it'll ask you which campaign, and you bring that campaign in, and then it'll show you the organizer on the screen. You can make big or small and stuff like that to organize your different locations and characters, and we're calling those components. So all of your components are nicely organized in the VTT. So let's see, coming back over, imagine if someone made a dice scanner to digitally record what was rolled on physical dice. Okay, so that actually, dice scanner is one of the requests in Discord that I put in there as helping with accessibility. So there are actually blind people who play D&D, and having something like that would be kind of cool. Let's see. Gagan says, I'm so looking forward to this. I bet it will look great on my large tablet. Yeah, I've got it in the browser version right now, which is just basically stretching out a tablet version. The final version will actually have a totally separate build for the web browser, so it'll look quite a bit different and more designed for web browsers and you know, laptops and desktops instead of tablets. Let's see. And Geegan says, I went Immortal very happy. So many gaming systems are being added. Yes, me too. Very, very happy about that. Actually, who was Bear talking to? He was talking with the folks at Cyberpunk, actually, about integrating their system into Oracle as well. So for everyone who doesn't know, he's at the Gamma show right now. I think it ended today, but he's been walking around, you know, the show and being hosted by one of our distributors and showing people the Oracle RPG app every chance that he gets. So it's been getting a lot of attention. The Natum on audio player, would it work with Monument Studios, or any plans on reaching out to this third-party vendor to maybe set up some sort of deal? They have a large selection of lovely D&D sounds and music. We could totally reach out to them. We should definitely make a note of that. Hey Caleb, is that you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. Welcome. I've got the chat going and lots of questions, lots of excitement around this app. So
cool.
I've been fielding the questions as good as possible. Everyone sound off in the chat. Is the music too loud or is it just right? I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me and hear Caleb. So it's really nice in my ears, but I could always lower it a little bit if needed. All right. Wow. Yeah. 16 minutes to go. Let's see. So yeah, Monument Studios, we can definitely reach out to them. Have and waiting for all the Oracle series. Yeah, so the Oracle Monster Generator is literally landing at warehouses right now. I think it landed at Australia first. It'll land in the UK next, and the Baltimore warehouse after that. So those are going to be fulfilled very, very soon. Originally, they were all going to be arriving in, I believe, mid-February, but they got delayed for some reason. I think it was just the shipper got delayed. Unfortunately, nothing we could do about that. Let's see, this thing is bananas. Yeah, I agree. I've backed a bunch of projects over the years, but other than Reaper Minis, I don't think I've been this excited for one. Yeah, we love the folks at Reaper. They're good friends of ours, and they run some amazing campaigns, but we are extremely happy with how this app turned out. Caleb, you've been doing an amazing job, so thank you. Everyone sound off in the chat. Thank you, Caleb. All right, let's see.
Where's this chat that you're looking at?
If you go to the campaign page, look at the most recent update, you'll see a link to the Twitch, and then you can just go and watch the Twitch, and there's going to be a chat on the right-hand side.
Okay. Alrighty.
Let's see here. I lost my place. Where am I at? Oh, the bananas. Okay, there we are. In map making, I'd love to be able to generate a map by lifting or lowering terrain levels or water levels. Okay, okay. And Andrea, we're getting really, really deep in like 3D rendering software and stuff like that. I'm not promising anything. Caleb will say anything's possible, but I'm not promising anything with like terrain dynamically changing and water and that kind of stuff. Yeah, okay. Or hitting the planet with a comet or something. Okay, you're okay. Put in the requests and we'll get to it in 10 years. Thank you. I've had a weird feeling I'm going to be less productive at work in the near future. I mean, maybe, but the thing is, like, it's so fast. So, like, actually, let me just put together a campaign real quick. So the campaign builder, okay, I have nothing planned for tonight. I need to build something. Shards of the Shattered Sun. That sounds really cool, actually. I'm inclined to hit the random button on that, but that one is really, really cool. So I think I'm just going to leave that, and I'll use, what should I use for my, there'll be like hundreds of these images, by the way. These are all images from Nord that we published over the years. So I'll just use this one for right now. Campaign notes. I'm just gonna leave it blank for right now. And I'm gonna say, let me choose. Now generate for me doesn't work yet, but just imagine this. Generate for me would automatically create realms, regions within the realms, points of interest within those regions, like settlements, destinations, landmarks. It would then generate shops in the settlements, monsters in the destinations, and NPCs in the shops, items on the NPCs, etc., etc. We're not there yet, but it will procedurally generate that if you wanted to. Alternatively, we can just click on Let Me Choose. I'm going to start with location. I'm going to go to Location Generator. I'm going to start with a settlement. Give me any settlement. Cool. We've got a village, and let me go into here. So village. We've got a small display error here. It's saying village realm. It doesn't need the word realm after that. I'm not sure why it's displaying that on a village component, but we'll fix that. Anyway, so we come in here and I'm like, all right, cool. I've got a village. Now I need a point of interest inside of the village. Let me choose. I want a, how about a tavern? Why not? They're a gourmet establishment. They're grand. They've got echoing chambers. The proprietor is the archetype of the sage, and these are all very cool. I can work with this. Okay, so I've got now a point of interest. It's called the Sanctum of Radiant Reflection, and I put that right into there. And guess what? I want now a character to also put in there. I want a noble or clergy. Put that person in there. Oh, okay, cool. So we've got this advisor, put them in there, and I'm gonna put on the advisor some item of some kind. I'm gonna say it's a piece of jewelry. So they've got a piece of jewelry, a locket on them. So there we've got something happening with this village. There's a tavern in the village. I've got this important person in there, and they've got some magical item on them. Literally seconds, and I've already got something to start to work with in here. Alternatively, I could have hit generate for me, and it would have generated all that content for me and built out realms and regions and settlements and all that kind of stuff. Additionally, I've got everything now nicely organized over here. I've got that item here. I don't have any monsters yet. Well, let's go and create a location with a monster. So over here, I'm going to use, so in here is our campaign organizer or component organizer, and here is all of our components over here. So instead, and I can go ahead and collapse that. So that whole area I can just leave in there, right? So then over here I can go to the location generator, and this time I want a destination. Just give me any random destination, and it's going to be a cursed temple. I love it. So put the cursed temple over here, and then I want a monster. I want, let's say this is going to be a swamp monster. So there we go. I've got this monster. I'm going to put it in there, and now I've got the monster in there. If I want to know anything about the monster, I go in here and I know, like, what is it? What is it doing? What is it archetype? Like, what does it do? And you know, what is its special ability? What's its intrigue? All these kinds of things are all fleshed out for me right there. And then I can collapse all that, and now I've got these two different places that I can take my adventurers if I want to do that. So, you know, oh, I forgot, I needed a cool item that the monster maybe has access to is protecting. It's a piece of armor, let's say. It's a hide armor that the monster has on them. So maybe from the previous hero that tried to defeat the monster. So there you go. I mean, so again, you might not be spending too much time at work, you know, preparing, because it's so fast. You can do it so quickly, which is fantastic. So hopefully that gives a pretty good demonstration of how that works. All right, let's see, Lord of Eight. We'll put a pause on Star Wars references for now, for at least a few minutes, yeah. Andrea, I'd love to see the ability to make custom sheets, not even specific to any system. Custom sheets, are you meaning like a custom character sheet? I'm not quite sure. Let me know what you mean by that. Let's see, Josh says a good way to do randomized maps is to make a map engine that can mix and match map chunks, with all map chunks being 1 to 4 tiles in size, like Tetris tiles. Yeah, or like a hex crawl kind of a thing. I love hex crawl, so we could do something like that. Caleb's the guy when it comes to how to actually work all that out. So, and he keeps on saying anything's possible. So, you know, throw it his way and he'll figure it out. So, how's the audio player coming along, Caleb?
Well, it's coming along quite well, actually. It's what I'm working on right now.
Good. I threw a little sketch together and I said, what if the interface looked like that? And Caleb was like, all right. And a few hours later, it was a thing. All right. Let's see. Dea says, likewise, while I've used D&D Beyond and Foundry, the more mobile/tablet version plus Nord product have been great. I have several of their decks and the Oracle system. Missed out on the Monster Generator hard copy. It'll be available for sale after the Kickstarter is fulfilled in a few weeks. I think they're arriving sometime like mid-March. It depends on where you're at. Actually, if you're on Australia, they're actually shipping out like next week. Will there be an AI option to combine the elements into an elevator pitch? Okay, yeah. So the description. So this is our idea, like the first thing that AI could be really good at, actually, is you come in here to the content generator and you have something like a location. And let's say it's a destination. And let's just do a random destination. So it gives us all the details about it right here. And it gives us all the different, you know, type, danger, feature, antagonist, intrigue, all this stuff. Well, you could have AI summarize this into a description. You could have a description box that you could fill out, or you could have a little button that says AI generate or whatever, and it will generate a description for you, probably 3 sentences, and it would be like in a narrative style that you could describe. You could have like the old wise woman in the village describing it, you know, the lost library has been forgotten for decades, you know, or whatever, and it could sort of give you that, like set the tone for you. So yes, 100% yes, we want that kind of thing. I think that is a very good use of AI. Natem, I certainly would love a custom sheet too. I have a number of gripes with current character sheet websites and number of ideas on how they can be corrected or improved. We're all ears. Anything that we can do to improve the experience, we are all ears to that. Those map chunks could then be designed by people and sold in the marketplace. Yeah, that could totally be a thing. I can see that being a thing for sure. Man, we got 5 minutes left. Holy smokes. All right, everyone go share on social media. 5 minutes left. There are late pledges. They just, all the prices go up. So Sorry. um, Same. I'm currently in development of a unique system, but making character sheets is PETA to playtest is a PETA. What is a PETA? I don't know what a PETA is, Andrea. Define PETA. Maybe I'm too old. Oh, pain in the ass. I see it. Pain in the ass. I got it. It's a pain in the ass. PETA. Gotcha. Will there be random hex crawl generation for Shadow Dark? Again, that'd be amazing if we could do something like that. That'd be fun. That stretch goal is awesome. What stretch goal? Not sure what stretch goal. Deacon, please explain. They're all awesome, in my opinion. I love the stretch goals that we did. They are fantastic. So everything becomes more, and then we add more and more game systems, and then the whole VTT and all that. And then Chris's Creations. I thought that would be the final stretch goal, and then you guys were like, yep, hold my beer, and that was gone immediately. And then I was like, well, I suppose the last thing that we have to add would be the virtual tabletop. So let's go ahead and do it. And then Caleb said, anything's possible. Let's see. My D&D parties use owlbearers since we're all over the USA. To go back to the export option, that would be lovely. On dice, though, integration with Pixels dice, game with Pixels could be fun too. Yes, I saw Pixels. That was really cool. I thought we should definitely be talking with them. Basically, a way to roll dice and have the Bluetooth digitally inform the app what the dice rolled. So yeah, Andrea, Cyberpunk is they're excited about Oracle RPG. I'll tell you that. Everyone was, but Bear said especially Cyberpunk. The folks there were super stoked. Let's see. I'm going to lose so much time in this thing planning to use it, not just for running for players, but solo runs too. Yeah, totally. And just storytelling in general, just get creative with it. So definitely a great thing to do in your free time. I literally go in here just to poke around and see what will happen. Because I'm like, you know what? Let's create a random landmark and see what it comes up with. Whispering Gorge. That's cool. Let's see. Flute Caverns. Okay, yeah. Like, how does it actually create the sound? Whispering, fluting caverns. Very cool. What's its cultural significance? Seasonal festival. That's really neat. So people gather here for the Harvest Carnival. So like stuff like that. Super cool. Love it. 2 minutes left. Holy smokes. The solo applications are going to be a blast too. Just like the Empire. Oh my god, Lord. Good. Let the hate flow through you. Let's see. Music is fine. Good. Okay. So level audio. Good. Thanks everybody. I'm way behind on the comments. I'm sorry. And now everyone's saying Caleb for the win. Go Caleb, go. Thank you Caleb. Hopefully Caleb, you've been looking at the current chat this whole time because I'm way behind. Let's see. Andrea's talking about water levels. Come on. Yeah, it's a cool idea. I totally agree. I'm just let's put a pin in that. Put it in the suggestions box and we will get to it. To all the map stuff people want, you just need that quantum computer shaped suspiciously like R2 unit. Yep, exactly. Let's see. The fun thing with random generators is when it throws you a curveball. Yes, so it's very interesting. I noticed that sometimes we get kind of a weird combination, but I actually thrive on the contradictions sometimes, because then you're forced to sort of like, well, what does that mean actually? So if you get a weird one, you're like, oh, that might make sense if maybe I consider this aspect of the outcome to be like what is going to happen in the future. So, you know, maybe like condition is good, but population is struggling. You're like, well, if the condition's good, then why is the population struggling? Well, maybe I'm just looking into the future. Maybe there's a glimpse, you know, into the future that there's going to be a resource scarcity. So you don't have to consider everything about a component in your story to be completely in the here and now. It could be something that's going to happen in the future. So thinking about it that way could be beneficial. So, all right, we're in the final 30 seconds. Let's see how we do. Thanks, everybody. I'll get back to the comments and stuff after this ends, and we'll see where we ended up at. But here we go. It's not over till it's over. Whew. Anyone else feel like they just ran a marathon? Probably Caleb. He's been staying up till way too early in the morning.
Yeah, I was about to chime in and say I feel like I've run several marathons in the past couple of months.
Yeah. And there we have it, folks. All of Caleb's hard work. Wow. That is a new record by a very substantial amount. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. This was a lot of fun. Very cool. Oh, I forgot to take off the playtest links. I have to figure out how I can do that. But yeah, very cool. So yeah, anybody get back to the comment about contradictions. Anytime that you end up with something that's kind of weird, just consider like maybe that's something that's going to happen or has happened, you know, or it's an omen or something like that. It doesn't have to be all current information necessarily. Let's see. Comments. Yeah. Let's see. The Natum 256K. We did it. That's amazing. Let's see. So, like, why does the peaceful temple have a cursed temple in the middle of it? Yeah. So, but here's the thing: do they know it's cursed? That this is why you should dive a little bit deeper into it. If the peaceful village has a cursed temple within its grounds, then like, is it currently being cursed? Is it an epicenter of curse energy, or is it being slowly cursed, like transformed? Is it a curse that no one's actually detected yet? Do they not know that it's cursed? These are things that you can ask yourself, and dive a little bit deeper into it. And sometimes it becomes an even more interesting story than if everything worked perfectly in your mind. It just appeared one day. Andrea says, yes, exactly, like magic. Let's see. I'm still way behind everybody. I'm sorry. Every village has its secrets. The swamp monster just want to be left alone, y'all. Yeah, I agree. Yes, got some character sheets you missed. Natum's first comment about character sheets above this app is bananas. Let me see if I can find that. Natum. And I'm way up here now. I'm sorry, I may have just totally passed it. All right, I gotta resume. Sorry. If I accidentally skip any comments, I'm totally sorry. I don't mean to. Let's see. No, I can't find myself. Over that evil temple, how about local villagers literally can't see it and don't realize they're walking around it? Yeah, totally. They bash into it now and then, like, ow! Andrea's explaining pain in the ass to me. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love how far back he is in the chat. Yeah, okay, thanks. It's getting really meta now. Let's see. Quick question about game set rules implementation, e.g. TOV and DC20. Will it be used for generating stat blocks for monsters and when generating character sheets? Yes. So anytime that basic rules codices are implemented, you'll be able to generate character sheets and stat blocks. So stat blocks for monsters, and then stat blocks or character sheets for characters. So if you need an NPC, you can generate a stat block. If you need a character sheet, like full detailed character sheet for a player, you can click on the character sheet button and it'll generate a character sheet for you. Since I haven't used the playtest feature, is there a play journal feature? No, but that's I believe one of the suggestions is a journal, so you can keep track of everything that happens. That'd also be cool if and this is just off the top of my head, if the players can contribute to that journal, so that it's not just one person keeping track of everything. so multiple players could contribute to a quest log, if you will. If it breaches 1 million in the next 2 minutes, will you support a project to develop real life owlbears? Dude, real life owlbears on 2 million? I think we could do it, but we didn't break that. But let's put a pin in that. Maybe owlbear genetic research on the next Kickstarter campaign. Who knows? Let's see. Let's see. So techniques is Caleb. If it breaks 2 mil, anything is possible. Okay, and now we're in the final countdown. Do. I'm so far behind. I'm sorry, everybody. Let's see. All of Caleb's hard work means Caleb gets most of the money, right? Yeah, sure. Most of the money. Yeah, it's. This is going to be a huge endeavor. So, yeah. Caleb is, he's well rewarded with many gold pieces. I like the number it ended on. 256257. Ooh, yeah. If only it was 8675309. Only the older people will get that reference. I'm feeling so old. All right. Caleb gets a whole half a day. Actually, Caleb, he's going on vacation. Tell the good people where you're going if you want to. It's up to you. Caleb? Have I lost you? Is this real life? If you're talking, I can't hear you anymore. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry,
Oh,
I have so many programs open on my computer right now that I've tried to find Discord.
Yeah, it's okay. So,
what's up?
Did you
want
to tell people where you're going for your vacation?
Yeah, going to Georgia, which is in the United States if you're not from here, and not Georgia the country. Going to go there to the mountains up there. They have some mountains in Georgia apparently, called Blue Ridge, and it looks pretty nice. I'm gonna go up there for like 3 or 4 days, however long it is.
Very nice.
And turn off all of my electronics.
Yes.
So, well,
disconnect.
For the most part, I'll be on emergency call if need be.
I absolutely promise you, I will not contact you while you're on vacation. There's literally no way I'm going to do that.
It could happen.
Anything's possible.
It could happen. Anything is possible. It could absolutely happen.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Where am I at here? What if the local village? We're back on the village. What if the local villagers literally can't see the temple? That to them there is no temple, even with it towering over the village. Yeah, totally. If it's invisible. Yeah. Maybe it's like plane shifted. It's like in a different dimension. It's just like only the cursed negative energy is coming through, and maybe like ghosts and stuff come out of it. And they're like, where are these ghosts coming from? They have no idea that there's a temple right there. Let's see. Bloodless says, I'm glad I took the lifetime package. This is awesome. Congrats. Thank you very much. Lord of Eat, or Boulette. Okay, we're getting Boulettes in the equation here. Let's tamp out that fire before it gets going. I have my players write up a session recap from the point of view of their characters. That's awesome. That's super awesome. We have over a year of games that turned out so good. Yeah. And then you read back through them and you're like, oh, remember that time? Oh, man, good times. That's really what it's all about. It's just about creating excellent memories and having good times with your friends. Let's see. Deo says to Caleb is like light duty work, but at home. Not sure what the comment was about that. Light duty work, but at home. I don't know. Sorry.
It was about me getting half a day off from work.
Oh, well, Caleb works whenever he wants to. I make no expectations on his time whatsoever. But it is pretty funny that sometimes as I'm getting up to get my kids ready for school, he's on his way to bed. And he texts me, he's like, latest build, check it out. And I'm like, dude, you need to go to bed. Let's see. Dav's not here, man? You mean Dave's not here, man? Dave's not here, man. That's a Cheech and Chong reference. Yeah, that was a very old reference. You're dating yourself with that one, indeed. Going to visit the Empire? No, he's not going to visit the Empire. Never. He's not part of it. Wait a minute. No, I think Caleb is part of the dark side, right? Yeah? Pretty sure?
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Well,
that's fine.
To probably clarify, I'd be a part of the Sith, but I wouldn't necessarily be a part of the Empire.
Yeah, that's a very good distinction, actually. Good point. Good point.
The Empire kind of sucks.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and Lord of Eat says, indeed. Yeah, okay, good point. I come to the dark side. We have brownies, says Andrea. Okay, you convinced me. Dark side it is because brownies. I do love a brownie. Let's see. Probably a safer choice to visit the U.S. state rather than the country. Yeah, country of Georgia. Good luck in Georgia. Bring your own water. Is Georgia water bad? I don't. You must know something I don't know, Andrea. So you're going to fly over state. Yeah, I mean, no, you can drive there, can't you, to Georgia?
Last I checked, you can.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a very long drive for you. It would be for me.
No.
I'm in California. Andrea, quick! He's at almost the bottom. Ask more questions. How dare you? Taking advantage of my poor reading abilities. Come to the dark side. I mean, brownies. Yeah, I don't know about that. Module idea: familiar generator for all your collectible needs. Yeah, familiar generator could be a thing. Let's put that in the suggestions box. In fact, I'll do that right now. I'm thinking about it. Where's our suggestions? Familiar generator. Pretty self-explanatory. Post. Can I post that? No. Okay. Got that one in there. Very nice. Okay, stop asking questions just to make me read more. The Sith are far superior to Palpatine's Empire. Yeah, I would agree. Georgia is the only U.S. state with no independent source of water. That's an interesting factoid. Where does it come from? Not at all. You just have a lot of good answers. Yes, that's true. Okay, so I'm not especially slow at reading. I am not a great reader. I'm not a strong reader, mostly because I have a dyslexia, which is challenging, and I also mumble. So when I'm reading to myself, I'm like, "Who's this guy?" Stupid voice. But I have been going into a lot of detail on a lot of these questions. So Georgia water comes in from the other states via rivers, but during the, I think you meant to say drought, over the last few years, water had to be brought in physically to fill the lakes. That's crazy. I didn't even know about that. Andrea, you spelled it wrong again, I think. I'm pretty sure that's not how you spell drought. Draco Lich, congratulations again, you say. Thank you so much. It really is. This is a huge accomplishment. I mean, for us, yes, but for the whole community at large. All of our Nord fans, all of our new Nord fans. Thank you, everybody. We've got a lot of new people in here. I can tell because of numbers and analytical information. But we've got a lot of first-time backers of a Nord project, which is huge. That means that the fans got the word out, which is huge. Just so huge. The number is massive. And I'm so thankful to everybody for doing that. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see. Andrea is so faithful to Oracle RPG that they bought the Immortal Pledge instead of a new keyboard. Yes, you don't need new keyboards when you have the Immortal Pledge. You can do everything on your phone, don't you know? That's the situation on eggs there. Should I bring those also? Oh, yeah. Caleb, you might need to bring your eggs. We have 37 chickens at at my place, my wife raises chickens, and so we have like she feels like a drug dealer. Like she has like 6 or 7 friends of hers that buy eggs from her for $8 a dozen, and these are all like farm fresh, organic. What would you call like? They run around in an orchard all day, so they're like good exercise chickens, that whole thing. And she charges $8 a dozen. I'm just like, that's crazy. That's absolutely insane. So, which means I rarely get to eat full-size eggs. We have little bantam chickens, and I get to eat their eggs, which are tiny. So I have to like put a bunch of them together to make like one egg. Like 3 bantam eggs are equivalent to 1 big egg. So anyway. Let's see. Always bring eggs. They make you make good trade commodities. Yes. Glad I helped spreading the app in my community of 400 D&D players. Thank you, Bloodless. Much appreciated. Continue to spread the word too. Late pledges are available. Town Crier. Eggs! Eggs! Mostly chicken. What other eggs are you finding? Like platypus eggs or something? Reptile eggs? Idea for Oracle, a trade system. 1 bottle of health potion for 6 eggs. Nice. That's a very good price for organic eggs. $8 a dozen? I don't even buy eggs in the store, so I have no idea what they're charging these days. I want to say, my wife said she was in the store the other day, and there's an organic egg grower, place, and they were charging, I think, $11 a dozen, and I could not believe it. Anyway. Let's see, Spicy Ninja. Sorry, Spicy Ninja. Never heard of Nord till this Kickstarter, and I've backed it for full support. I'm excited to see that what it all entails. Love being a D&D nerd. Thank you, Spicy Ninja. We love being D&D nerds as well. It is such a fun community to be a part of, and I can't wait to show this app off at the upcoming conventions, like going out and even having like a booth and putting it on a big screen TV, behind us and stuff, and having people try it out. Scan a code on your phone, and boom, you're up and running. You got the Oracle RPG Lite. You can try out a little stuff, a little bit of each module, and then you can make a purchase. Try before you buy, baby. Would be fun to see the kids with bikes and other variants make it to make it for DMing for kids. Yes, I would love to put kids with bikes on here. One of us, says Andrea. Welcome. Lord of Veet says, took that eggs quote from the Girl Genius webcomic. The basket had 4 to 5 white eggs and 1 larger green egg. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. The eggs that we get are a whole menagerie of different colors. There are brown ones, white ones, sort of reddish ones, like they're kind of like a browny red color. There are green eggs and stuff. It's amazing, all the different colors that we get. And then I caught my wife this morning. She was arranging them in a 12-pack, carton thing. She was arranging them in a way that made them more pretty. And I was like, you're arranging the eggs so that when they open it up, they look nice. And she was like, yeah, I think it's nice. And I'm like, that's amazing. I love that. Let's see. Andrea says, hijack my booth at Marico. What is that? Maricopa-Con. What is Maricopa-Con? I didn't even know about Maricopa-Con. Let's see. Josh says you need to set up a bunch of 24-inch touchscreen TVs in portrait format for the D&D booth. Yeah, that'd be cool. Iridescent glowing ones. Lord of Eat says. Oh, like the eggs? Iridescent glowing eggs? No, not yet anyway. Josh says would make a good size to demo the app on a large format that can be seen by multiple people. Yeah, I think also what we could do is get like a really big TV and have it set up in the behind us up high, and then somehow connect it to the iPad, and so while we're playing on the iPad it shows what we're doing, which would be really cool. So then you can like show it to somebody in their face, but then you got everyone else looking at the big TV behind you. Spicy Ninja, I can't wait to have my entire party as a DM be involved with this, and I hope that I can spread the word to many of my other DM friends. Yes, please. Definitely do that. Or just any of the D&D community. Yeah. Lots of different groups and stuff out there. Facebook has been great. Just Instagram, Facebook, Reddit, anywhere like that. It's a great place to spread it. Let's see, Andrea, I'll send you info later. Yeah, definitely DM me the info, because I mean we're wanting to go to as many cons as we can if it makes sense for us to do that. We have a lot of cons coming up in the Bay Area, so we'll definitely be going to those and showing people. Just walk around with our tablet and be like, hey, you wanna play some D&D? Like a drug dealer. Let's see, Dale, I think. Congratulations on such a massively successful campaign. Thank you. Let's see, Maricopa Con in Arizona. Yep. On a serious note, though, congratulations. Thank you, Andrea. Appreciate that. OMG, I'm in Gilbert. Yeah, so you guys should definitely go to that convention. We'll definitely make it if we can. Let's talk about the details. I'd love to. Module ideas: mission generators, secret societies, hidden agendas generator, relic and artifact generator, ancient city builder, decay system for places. Okay, so mission generator, that's going to be under the story generator. That will create quests and stuff for you. Secret societies, we've got a guild generator, which you could, I believe, that's a whole aspect of them, like that they're secret. Hidden agendas, that's cool. I have not thought about that before. That's usually when you're creating like a story, there's usually like motivations, and when you're creating characters, there's also motivations. So you could see that as sort of a hidden agendas generator. Relics and artifacts generator, that's already in the magic item generator. So I got most of those covered already with the system. Let's see. Andrea says, I'm working on a dice trench coat. Hey kid, you want to buy some dice? We should do that. That'd be really, like, just get a bunch of Chessex and have it all sort of dangling from the inside of a big trench coat. And you're like, you know, walking around the convention, like, hey man, want to buy some dice? Like, people would get it. I think it'd be funny. Anyway, thank you again, everybody. It's 9:22. I think we're gonna wrap it up, and we're gonna call it there. Caleb, do you have any parting words of wisdom or things that you wanted to say to the people?
Yeah, don't do drugs. Bad for you.
But you should do D&D.
Yeah, D&D's fine.
Okay.
As long as that's not slang for a drug.
No, it's just Dungeons and Dragons or Pathfinder, role-playing games in general. I think the act of getting together with good friends, making new friends, creating stories together, that's what we want you to be doing, and having fun. And our products are designed specifically to help you to do that. And we appreciate all of our fans for contributing to our efforts in making the world a better place, one product at a time. And we really think that this app is going to do an awful lot for the RPG community. So thank you again, Caleb, for all your hard work. Lots and lots of late nights and early mornings, but it shows. And thank you, everybody, for backing this project. We look forward to putting out the beta playtest in a couple of weeks, and then the version 1 after that, and it's going to have an awful lot for you to play around with. So again, thank you again. A couple more questions, just let's see. Lord of Eat, have a good day at work. You got to go to work. But D&D is a drug, says Josh. And we appreciate you, Andrea says. Thank you, Andrea. Spicy Ninja, is the app going to be specific to certain TTRPGs? That's my final question. So it will go to the stretch goals on the main page. You'll see that we basically are going to support a whole plethora of different game systems. So go there, you'll see the full list, and that's not the end of it. We're going to add many, many more as there's more interest for other systems. I mentioned earlier that Bear is at Gamma, and the folks at Cyberpunk were very interested in becoming part of Oracle RPG. So I can't wait for that because I love Cyberpunk. So, all right. And Spicy Ninja says, congrats again, and I'm so happy for this. That's a great way to end. Thank you, everybody. Let's all have a good night. Stay safe. And thank you so much for contributing to this campaign. It's a record breaker, and we can't wait to dive into, as soon as Caleb gets back from vacation, we'll dive into beta, and we will get that ready for you as quickly as possible, and you'll be using it in your games before you know it. So thank you, and everyone have a good night.
Yeah, absolutely. That was quite a campaign. It really did quite well. Pretty significant. It's wild that it went up by like 50-something thousand dollars in the past 48 hours. Yeah.